from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. For those who may be interested, please let me provide a brief update as to the status and state of this YouTube channel. There is nothing of any severe or dire consequence regarding this channel, at least as far as I'm aware of. So nothing of the sort. So this update is merely to provide, again, for anyone who might be interested, some comments about what I am trying to put together as far as upcoming video discussion uploads and the like, again, for anyone who might be interested. And also just updates as to what I have been trying to do up to, say, today, and today being the 17th of June 2022, Friday, where I am here in Japan. So with that, let me now say first up that I have now been able to become up to date with all of the current recent releases from the Criterion Collection that I have received in the mail here in Tokyo. So usually what happens is when new Criterion titles or that I have ordered and pre-ordered and purchased online, it usually takes about a week after they have been officially released in North America to arrive here in Tokyo, and that's because of shipping, etc. So what that means also is I tend to it tends to pile up in terms of when I receive a title, I watch it as soon as I can, but that doesn't mean that I'm able to prepare a video discussion on it immediately. I have to spend a little bit more time to try to explore the release and see how I can engage with it and my personal response to it, etc., and then trying to figure out how I can best express that. So the actual process for trying to prepare, say, a video discussion on, say, a specific Criterion Collection release from 2022 might take anywhere from, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks from the time I actually receive it to maybe even more, maybe like a month or maybe even more than a month, something like that. Again, depends on how able or unable, as the case may be, I am in terms of engaging with the work, and also my own time schedule as far as other things that I have to do, work and other matters and the like. So it usually takes some time from the actual release date in North America to the time I'm able to, say, upload a video discussion on such and such a Criterion Collection new release. So in that vein, I usually have titles that tend to, say, accumulate. So let's say over a 2-month span, I might have plans for this Criterion Collection release discussions for really recent titles, but then it tends to pile up. So maybe I'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or more that I plan to release, and I usually try to go in spine number order. So what that means is that creates a backlog. So that's usually the case, and I always try to catch up as much as possible because I don't want it to say over accumulate. That's my own personal goal. Again, it's nothing. There's no deadline imposed upon me by anyone. You know, these are just my own personal purchases, and so I can do essentially any deadline that I feel. Of course, I have the freedom to do that, but I always like to feel like I can have a certain sense of progression forward as maybe one of my personal goals for the channel. And so in that spirit of that personal goal, I always try to keep up with the releases as best as I can, but I usually have a backlog of about 5 titles or more. But today I'm very happy to say, again, as maybe an achievement of one of my small personal goals, as it were, I was able to catch up with all of the current Criterion releases that I have received by mail as of today. So that means in terms of spine number order, I received Mississippi Masala, and I uploaded the video discussion about that. Also, Chan is Missing. I received that a couple weeks ago by email. Not email, by mail, by physical mail. And so I was able to discuss that, and also Double Indemnity, the 4K release, etc. So, and then other titles. So and then For All Mankind. And so I was able, therefore, to talk about those titles leading up to, again, the most recent spine number title, which is Mississippi Masala. So as of now, I have no current Criterion titles that I haven't discussed yet. So I'm waiting for the title of, I think it's the Blu-ray, right, of Tales of Hoffman. I'm waiting for that to arrive here. I think it should be arriving any day now, but as of today, it hasn't arrived yet. So until that title arrives by mail, I can say right now that I am currently up to date in terms of my planned discussion schedule for the 2022 Criterion Collection releases. So that's my own little goal, I suppose, that I've achieved. Of course, that goal will be finished once the next planned title, which is Tales of Hoffman, will arrive at my door. Again, it hasn't arrived yet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it might arrive later today, Friday, my time, but we shall see. Incidentally, I have been anticipating that new release from Criterion, and so I revisited the earlier DVD release from Criterion. This is spine number 317. So I revisited this, and I'm very excited to watch the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray or this new release is, of course, the return of this film to the Criterion Collection physical media catalog, and also it's the recent restoration version. So I'm very excited to watch that, of course, and then revisiting the supplements. So I revisited all the supplements from the earlier DVD, including the great interview with George Romero. The great George Romero, yes. So I look forward to then rewatching that, and then the other supplements when the Blu-ray arrives. Again, the Blu-ray hasn't arrived yet, but I'm anticipating, for example, that in the earlier DVD, they had a number of slideshow presentation type photo collections. And so I'm anticipating maybe that format might be changed for the Blu-ray, because that's usually what happens when an earlier release has a slideshow presentation, but then a new release uses the same material, but then edits it together in a type of montage way, sometimes with music, sometimes not. But in any event, I'm anticipating that very highly. Tales of Hoffman, wow. If you haven't seen Tales of Hoffman, the Tales of Hoffman, yeah, you are in for a real treat. This is such a great movie. So I'm looking forward to talking about this again when it arrives, and then exploring the new release and then the like. So hopefully it'll arrive very soon. And then other points too, which is I have been I have been saying I will upload it, but I haven't. But I apologize. But the Brood will be coming. The discussion on the Brood will be coming again very soon. I apologize again for my very slow pace on that. But the Brood discussion is coming. Here's the Blu-ray that I have from Japan, by the way. So it's I'm trying to just finalize in my head what it is I want to say about this magnificent work. It's so important in the context of Cronenberg's filmography, and there are so many things that can be said, and I think I will try to say regarding, for example, the context of say evolution, progression or digression, whatever the case may be, the idea of a type of transhumanism, or the idea too of human biological development, and how that either is to the benefit of certain characters, but otherwise, or can also be to the detriment of other characters, and how that seems to be a type of progression that we see in a lot of Cronenberg's work up to now in particular. Or for example, I mean, Shivers and Rabbit, we have this idea too of sort of a quote-unquote advancement of human evolution. sometimes, as I say, to maybe in the attempt or in endeavoring to better humanity, but at what cost? So I think that type of, in for lack of a better phrase, that type of human evolution cost benefit analysis, I think, is very much on display in the film The Brood, as well as other things that I will try to talk about in this magnificent work. So it's that's up next, and then Angelopolis film discussion. I'm still I've rewatching The Traveling Players and just trying to let it just also figure out what it is I want to say about that work as well. So I'm trying to develop that, and I know I've said I will have that discussion up on those two films, but I apologize once again for my slow response time. And then I should say too that the I was planning to have the live stream discussions on the films of Superman, the Superman films, and I was hoping to have that series starting very soon. In fact, now it's June. I was hoping maybe July or so. However, I'm going to have to hold off just a little bit because, as some of you may know, as I might have mentioned elsewhere, my family and I are actually going to be moving. We are going to be moving to a new place. The new place is located not so far from where we currently are living now. So it's maybe about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, 10, 15, not even 15 minutes. And it's basically one or two train stations over. So very close, in fact. So it's not like we're going to have to traverse large distances to get to this new place. It's very convenient, and we're very fortunate to have been able to find it so quickly. But I hadn't anticipated finding the new place. I wasn't anticipating finding it so soon. And so because we found it, we have to actually begin to prepare to move. And so those preparations will have to happen starting actually from this weekend, and then gradually getting into those preparations in earnest when we get into July. So I'm going to have to hold off on the Superman live stream discussions until after we make the move. And so the move, as I say, will be taking place sometime maybe the end of next month, the beginning of the following month, something like that. So maybe when we get into the latter half of the summer, that's when I'll try to, and when I've settled down in the new space, which is again going to be in a month or a couple months' time, then I will be able to comfortably handle the schedule regarding the Superman film, the live stream discussion. So for anyone who might be anticipating those, I just ask for your patience. I haven't forgotten, but I just ask for your patience again. Once I get settled down, I'll be able to maybe more comfortably and in a more relaxed mode, as it were, engage in those live stream discussions, which I'm looking forward to very much. So once those details of the move are settled, then I will do my best to work out the schedule in advance, and I'll let you know ahead of time what the live stream schedule will be. So just in case you're interested. So thank you very much for your patience, everyone. I very much appreciate it. Very much. Incidentally, we are very excited about this new move. So it's a very nice place, and so it's very conveniently located, and so I look forward to setting up the little corner of that new space that my family has. Well, I guess we haven't decided yet because we haven't moved. So when we actually move, we'll try to figure out where I can set up these shelves, and so as not to create too much of an expansive presence, but at the same time maybe try to create a cozy atmosphere. But I'll see what I can do. Looking forward to that immensely. But I will, in the meantime, of course, I'll do as many videos here, but just not the live streams. We'll wait. Please let me handle the live stream discussions after the move. So again, I very much appreciate your patience and understanding, as always, and support and kindness. I wouldn't be able to do the live streams, and indeed I wouldn't be able to do this channel without your kindness and support and friendship. So But once I know, I will let you know. And let's see. Oh yes, too. That also means too. The Brian De Palma film discussions are going to be also happening very soon. I'm just trying to figure out exactly when it'll happen and how it will be released. In any event, let me try to figure out how to best transmit, or how to best present that particular discussion. I don't know if it's going to be one long discussion or discussion on each of the films, but actually it's probably going to be the latter, because there's a lot that needs to be, I think, I'll try to say about each of the films. So, but in any event, that'll hopefully be soon, and hopefully that'll start prior to the move. That's my goal. And also, goal 2 is, I haven't forgotten to discussion of the Warner Brother Pictures gangster sets. I was very much enjoying the 31 Days of Police films and gangster films from 1970, from a couple months back. I enjoyed that very much, and so as a type of, I don't know, like a sequel or something, it won't be in the same format specifically, but just as a discussion of earlier films in these sets, I wanted to try to focus on that. So I'm going to try to put that together as well. Again, I just don't know when. Yes, are there other things happening here too? There may be other things, but I don't quite know how it's going to work out yet. But if anything does come up, some other things might be happening, but I'll try to put those together, or maybe I'll just try to surprise without any type of pre-announcement, because there are a couple things. So any event. I'll try to keep the momentum going on this channel as much as possible. Then, too, I want to say that I have been very grateful, because in addition to all these, say, film discussions that I've been trying to engage with on this channel, I've also been uploading what I call random chats. And I use the phrase random chat because I don't know what else to call it in terms of titling, but these are just essentially things that maybe I'm talking about, but they don't have any particular formats. It's just something that I might, just random things, and sometimes film related and sometimes not, but I've just been uploading a little bit of those, and the response has been very generous. I was very overwhelmed by how kind people have been in watching those, and in responding to whatever it is I might have to say on a given topic. So I'm very honored that you'd be expressing an interest in what it is I might have to say about, I don't know, what was I talking about last time? Some random things. So thank you so much. And so what if it's okay with you, maybe on the side, I'll try to keep up with that. If you're not interested, again, you don't have to watch it. You just ignore it if you find it and you don't want to watch it. Just ignore it. Not a problem. I won't be offended in the slightest. Or if you watch it and you don't like it, just let me know. If you even if you express that in a comment, I don't mind in the slightest. Your opinion and your expression of the opinion, I value very much. So please do whatever it is comfortable for you. Watch or not watch, again, whatever works for you, my dear friends. But for me, if it's okay, I will try to just maybe upload something in this random chat variety, and I'll try to see what is on store. I have a few things maybe that I might say, maybe actually later today I'll try to upload something, but in case anyone is interested. So thank you very much for that. Thank you. So I think that is about it. Is there anything else? If there are other things, maybe I might take the opportunity in a later video to provide updates, but nothing comes to mind here at the moment. So in any event, my dear friends, thank you so much for your time, and let me now say that for me it is Friday, so it's approaching the end of the week. We are entering into the weekend, and so whatever the situation might be for you, wherever you find yourselves in the world, I very much hope that you are happy and healthy and well. And I hope that that is the case for you and your family and friends and loved ones. This is the most important treasure. Very much so. It's the most important treasure. Once you have taken care of that, my dear friends, it is my sincerest hope that you are able to keep on watching a lot of great movies. So until we meet again, thank you and cheers.